Hi, I'm Tim Seaman, and I'm looking forward to being involved again at the QuaranTUNE Fall Festival 2024. I'll be teaching 5 workshops on the hammer dulcimer, and there are some seats left in them. It's virtualdulcimerfest.com, and the sign-up time goes through September 28th. So at the time of this video, we have 5 days, and I thought I'd share some details with you about my 5. At level 2, which is novice, I have 17 great ideas for arranging a simple tune. And I have all sorts of different things like just playing the melody, playing it in a different octave, playing a different key, parallel octaves, organum, flams, jumps across. We'll show how to do some things like that, and we'll just take a tune like Amazing Grace, probably another tune too, and try out a whole bunch of these different things. So, and you can change different harmonies and show how you can intuitively look for fairly simple harmonies and what certain directions sound like. So this will be a toolbox of all sorts of different arrangement techniques you can use to color up your playing of pieces and maybe make complete arrangements yourself using combinations of these. Also at the novice level is one called 3 Classic Christmas Tunes in Simple, Powerful Arrangements. And we have, I believe I have it right here, Silent Night, Lo how a rose ere blooming, and Of the Father's Love Begotten, some all really old ones. The newest one is over 200 years old. So Silent Night I have in thirds and sixth harmonies, and we have materials to go with all this, and we'll be demonstrating it clearly, visually. Break it down by sections because the sections repeat and so forth. And for Lo how a rose ere blooming, so all 3 of these are really mellow, ringing, slow, heartfelt type things. Of the Father's Love Begotten, I treat like the original chant that it came from. Hear how the timing. So we'll go over how to develop that type of an arrangement, maybe in between totally different pieces that you play this holiday season. The third group at level 3, intermediate, is a special arrangement of separating hands the way a pianist does it. It's a technique that I developed 24 years ago that I've used ever since, and it's really doable for people who are closer to the beginning of their playing, especially because if you're an advanced player, you have to kind of teach your hands a totally different thing, and they go, whoa, but anybody can work on it. So what I do is I have a very simple tune like Mary Had a Little Lamb that everybody can kind of have your left hand do while you're working on the separated part. Take our time getting the hands to be used to being a duet. It's not something easy for the hands to learn, but then they push through a threshold and everything makes total sense after you get through that threshold. And so then you can go back and forth like that, and where you had been playing just that, you're just inserting a note in between. And then you can add another note yet to make it a full 3-part chord. It sounds way more complicated than what you're teaching your hands to do. So we'll have a great hour introducing that approach as an alternate way of arranging to all the other ways. At level 4, which is advanced intermediate, I am going to be spending an hour with Junctions. Make any tune blossom from verse to verse. And rather than arranging the tune itself, it's ways of approaching the place where you go from one section to another when you're playing a piece. And it can work with a soloist or with groups where you decide to play differently or to make it a revving up into the next section, you know, like that junction happen there between the two sections. And so there are many, many different ways it will cover that will hopefully help all of our musicality to really open up into a new realm expressively. And then at level 5, which is a more advanced level, is a tune that I composed in 1997 called Hazel River. It's about a hike down the Blue Ridge from the Skyline Drive here in Virginia along a small stream called the Hazel River, and I played it at the last QuaranTUNE, and a lot of people have asked about it, and I did some notation for people, and so I have materials of how to work with this piece, and it goes in these sections in different keys, some of which are exactly the same each time, just in a different key. And they're actually very understandable. It's like these, you know, is all that I do in those sections, those interludes. And then the tune itself is just. So, with the right hand doing that thing I was talking about, the separated hand thing. And then I'll want to discuss with people not just how you play my piece, but also how do you compose a piece of your own in a similar way with motifs that you come up with, like da-da-da-dum that I chose for the national parks, things like that. And how to arrange a piece in sections like it is, and how to live in the moment as you perform it, so that it really becomes an experience each time you play it, not just a piece you play. So those are the 5 that I am planning to do, and if you go to virtualdulcimerfest.com, you can look up the workshop listings and see more information and sign up if you'd like, and I hope I can see you there in a couple of weeks.